Today we are going to be going to tie the Gurgler, and this is a really good fly that I use for Cutthroat and Salmon. So we're going to start off with a size 4 Daiichi curved hook. We're going to put it in our vise and use 140 denier peacock blue thread. We're going to start a little bit behind the eye and then roll all the way back to before the bend, and then back up. Snip our tag in. Eventually we will snip, there we go. Now we're going to take our deer hair, and I tend to use the hair for this pattern all the way on the tip, right around there. And we're just going to take a small pencil width clump. And I changed background because you couldn't really see the deer hair, so this is just a little bit, makes the deer hair pop a little bit more. So it's pencil length and start it right behind the eye. And then once you get it nice and secure, you can wrap all the way back and then all the way in front. So, and then grab your scissors and snip at an angle super close to the shank, just so it looks a little bit better and less big of a knot. And then wrap it down. You don't have to be super precise yet because it's going to be all covered, so don't make too big of a area near the head. Now we're going to take our foam. I'm using green, and we're just going to tie about 2 times the shank of the hook, so then that should be enough, and you'll have extra, but it's better to have more than less. And a trick that I learned is by taking the scissors and doing an angle and cutting both ends so it's easier to tie in. And we're going to start tying in. So go all the way back to right around where you tied the deer hair, and then wrap all the way back up, and you should be compressing the foam. So do that a couple times, make sure that's all compressed, and then usually I would use some sort of flashaboo or something, just anything flashy, but I'm using dubbing, white dubbing, and I'm not great at dubbing, at creating a dubbing noodle, so I'm just speeding it up so then you don't have to wait as long. This took me a little bit, but now that you're finished right up to the eye, you're gonna wrap down your foam, and we're about done. So at this part you can just whip finish, but since I look underneath, I see that there's a lot of room, so I'm gonna take red dubbing, and the red dubbing will help kind of close the gap and make it look like gills or a wounded fish. So that's the little trick, but if you don't need to or feel the need to, then you don't have to. It's just personal preference. And then, yep, start wrapping, and you should about be done here. Wrap between that little gap too, where you tied it down, the foam down, and then we're gonna begin in a couple seconds on whip finish. So just do a couple seats or wraps in front, and then whip finish it off. Snip the line off. I'm using scissors. Now for the last step is you're gonna cut just a tiny bit past that eye. And another personal preference is rounding it off. You don't have to, but I think it makes it look a little bit better. So now for this, you could be done here, but if you want to, which I will, is just put a thing of head cement on. And I think the head cement the loon head cement is definitely important for adding durability and making the fly overall just last longer. So that is the Gurgler, and that is how I tie it. So thank you for watching.